Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Sanders. I am a junior here at the University of Michigan Flint. I chose to write my literature review on the effects of ostracism on employees in the workplace. This topic actually came really easily to me because this is something that I have personally experienced before. At my previous job, I actually faced social exclusion because of my age. I was significantly younger than most of my employees. I was excluded from certain meetings as well as simply being belittled due to my young age. The data and information regarding my research topic has been gathered through the university's library database titled PsycInfo. I used the key terms social exclusion and workplace and plugged those into the database in order to find credible journals to use not only for my literature review, but this presentation. Ostracism in the workplace can be defined as social exclusion from coworkers, as well as other staff members like supervisors and janitorial staff. It can be as small as saying hello to one coworker but not saying hello to another. Ostracism in the workplace is important to look at to provide the best working environment for employees as a way to maximize production. It's also important simply for the well-being of employees. I personally thought it was important because it's something that I have faced and I know what it's like. And it also happens more often than we think it does. Of the 6 studies I included in my literature review, they all concluded that ostracism causes many cognitive and emotional effects that interfere with work performance, such as symptoms of depression, anxiety, and reported low self-esteem. Social isolation in the workplace causes a lack of workplace belongingness, which takes a toll on intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is the internal drive to complete a task because it feels rewarding without having any external stimuli, such as money to drive us to complete the task. It seems that ostracism comes not only from other coworkers, but also supervisors, which led me to wonder how the role of supervisors impacts ostracism in the workplace. However, it's important to remember that ostracism in the workplace is cultural and that not all cultures value socializing in the workplace the way that Western countries do. Ostracism is not a problem that all cultures face due to the lack of socializing in the workplace, which is considered culturally normal. The study that I proposed is on unconscious mimicry. Unconscious mimicry is the phenomenon where we mimic the behaviors of those around us, particularly those who have authority over us. This image here is a great example of unconscious mimicry because they're both yawning. The idea behind unconscious mimicry is that when we engage in it, we are getting those around us to like us more. It's a weird concept, but that's what the belief is. Unconscious mimicry is essentially like the phrase monkey see, monkey do. The hypothesis is that if we see people in power ostracize someone, then we are more likely to engage in that behavior also, which would be unconscious mimicry. A study about unconscious mimicry should be conducted as a way to infer how the role of the supervisor affects ostracism in the workplace. Again, unconscious mimicry is the phenomenon where people unknowingly mirror the actions of others during social interactions. The belief of unconscious mimicry is that we do it to get those around us to like us more. It is theorized that perceiving someone else's behavior increases the chance of engaging in that behavior. The study conducted should look at the likelihood of engaging in unconscious mimicry based on different types of faculty members presented to the employees being studied. The proposed study should be an experimental study where the independent variable is the different staff members at a corporation, and the dependent variable is the employee's behavior that the researchers are studying. The experimenters should present the employees with different staff members such as supervisors, janitors, and other co-workers, and examine whether or not their behavior changes based on what type of faculty member is presented to them. Researchers should look for both verbal and behavioral cues that are mimicked, such as word use and bodily movements. The data should result in the number in which unconscious mimicry was engaged in. The data should then be put on a scale, and the scale should include all the way from a low level of unconscious mimicry to a high level of unconscious mimicry. The results of the study should then be analyzed by examining whether employees engaged in unconscious mimicry more for one type of staff member versus another type of staff member. The findings of the study should then be used to support or oppose the idea that social exclusion is a behavior unconsciously mimicked from supervisors. If said study on unconscious mimicry were to be conducted, I predict that the findings will claim that unconscious mimicry is significantly higher when presented an authoritative figure, such as a supervisor, rather than a typical employee or a janitorial staff member. The findings of the study should then be used to support the idea that social exclusion is a behavior unconsciously mimicked from supervisors. The results should then motivate supervisors to treat all of their employees well to promote better productivity and well-being. Studying unconscious mimicry in the workplace will help promote a better work environment that everyone will benefit from. If supervisors are aware of just how salient their behaviors and actions are, they will be more conscious about not engaging in ostracism towards certain employees. This will cause a better sense of belongingness in the workplace that will yield better well-being for all faculty members. A better sense of well-being in the workplace will result in better productivity as well.